let's bring something up though here, because I'm curious to hear your thoughts on this, because you've had 2015, 16, you've had your tailwinds with you. Anyone that started investing in the last 10 years it's been a downhill rents have gone up more in the last couple of years than they have in the last 20 years for the most part. So like, talk to me about what preparing for your portfolio or future buying in a time that eventually, whether it be a year from now or 5 years from now, things are going to change and you'll be going against the wind, I guess.
Yeah. So there's a couple of things that I'm nervous about that I'm trying to work through. So one of the things that I'm a little bit nervous about is since I left my W-2, I don't have access to conventional loans anymore. And, with interest rates so high, I think just trying to find access to cheap money is something that everybody's going to be challenged with. And one of the things that I keep replaying in my mind is that and my lender actually told me this, he said, date the loan, marry the house. And so you can always refinance when interest rates go down. And if the numbers make sense with the rates as high as they are, whether it's a conventional loan or DSCR loan, or I'm using a lot of commercial loans because the rates on my commercial loans have been cheaper than conventional. But if the numbers make sense now, and you might have to underwrite like a lot more properties in order to find those deals, but I just went under contract for a townhome that I'm going to do a medium-term rental in Tennessee, and list price, I was able to get under contract for $60,000 below, actually $67,000. It was listed for $350 and I'm under contract for $292. 6 months ago, that was not possible anywhere. And, there were multiple offers. I was making offers in Salt Lake City and everything was going 50 above, asking all cash. And so every market's going to have different challenges. And I think we've seen it from 6 months ago to now, but I think you just have to educate yourself. And that's a lot through like understanding the real estate community, making connections to whether it's to lenders, to agents, just to prepare yourself for the different varieties of challenges that you're going to face. And for those of us that are in it for the long haul, these are just weapons in our arsenal. These are just like tools in our toolkit that we'll be able, the market is cyclical. And so this is going to happen again. And so I think the better experience that we get now, and the more that we learn, and the more that we're open to learning, instead of saying, I can't do this, or the interest rates are too high, the more that you figure out, like, how can I find a better loan, or how can I make this deal work, whether it's changing your strategy. So this townhome that I'm under contract in, it barely cash flows if I do a long-term rental. However, if I do a medium-term rental and turn it into executive housing or travel nurse housing, it cash flows almost $1,000 a month. And so I think it's just trying to figure out which strategy is appropriate for what time.